monkey like Fritos. Road monkey like Tab and Mountain Dew. Road monkey, very simple man with big warm fuzzy secret heart. Road monkey like you. Road monkey like you.
Hey again, it's me, the Media Raptor, and I guess it's that time, guys. It's time for another episode of the Media Raptor Reviews. Hang on. There we go. Actually, no, we don't go, because that didn't get it off. Ow. Well, I just spilled on myself a little bit. Hang on. Just wipe that. There. So, it's that time of the year again, folks. We're nearing the end of summer. We're a little bit into August, and that can only mean one thing. People are starting to get ready to go back to school. People are still going on vacations. But summer is still in full force, and I'm not ready to give up just yet. Although I am crying a little bit on the inside. But you know what? The good thing about August is it for the first time each year, for a very short time, it gives me a reason to live. Because Fan Expo. Yeah, for those 4 days, I am truly happy. The rest of the year, I'm faking it. I am dead on the inside, and it sucks. Oh, by the way, new Sharknado came out, and let's review it. So enough about my sad, sad life. Today we're taking a look at the 2017 Sci-Fi Channel original movie Sharknado 5, Global Swarming. That title is awesome. Now, if you haven't guessed by now, it might shock you, but I'm a huge Sharknado fan. Don't believe me? Take a look at this. The entire cast, crew, all of them signed it. If that's not enough, and you haven't seen my Sharknado cosplay, well, too bad, because it's kind of busted at this point. It's bent, it's kind of broken, and it's on its last legs. Really, I'm just keeping it around as sort of a fun memory of those times when I used to cosplay as a Sharknado to Fan Expo. Anyhow, I love this franchise, I really do. So much so, I have, let me think for a second, 5 or 6 or maybe even, 5 or 6 copies of the comic Archie vs. Sharknado. Now, as for the reason for that, I can totally justify this. I have one to read, I have the 4 variants, all of which are autographed, that's 5, and I have another variant which I was given as a grad gift, I know it's kind of funny when you think about it, that was autographed by the author, or the guy who wrote it, the guy who drew it, Anthony C. Ferrante, Tara Reid, and Ian Ziering. Which is pretty awesome if you ask me. Man, this jacket is hot. But I'm not here to talk about my unhealthy and perhaps almost psychopathic and obsessive love of Sharknado. I'm here to talk about the newest Sharknado movie, Global Swarming. If you guys don't remember my review of Sharknado 4, The Fourth Awakens, I said it was a step up from the third one, but it may be time to end the franchise. I love these movies, I really do. But it was kind of getting old. The idea was a fun one, but they were just recycling the same idea over and over and over. They weren't bringing much new to the story. It was just Sharknado, the same thing over and over, just with different scenarios. So, I was excited for Sharknado 5 because, well, it's a Sharknado movie. I love Sharknado. But, was it gonna be any good? Well, I've seen it, and I can now officially say that Sharknado is awesome again! Seriously, you guys, Sharknado 5 may be one of the most insane movies I've ever seen. It might be the best Sharknado movie I've ever seen. It might be one of my all-time favorite movies now. And it might be the best, so bad it's good movie ever made. Period. You guys, Sharknado 5 had a huge job. It had to both make up for lost time, give us a good original story, and give a reason as to why we'd want to see another one. And you know what? I want to see another one. And you know what? If you guys don't believe me saying that this is the best Sharknado, I actually have reasons for it. It just occurs to me I have these two pairs of glasses. That's kind of weird. And my bed's probably super cluttered. You know, if in the video it's kind of cropped, and that's because there was stuff in my bed I was too lazy to move before I started filming, even though I meant to. Anyhow, so what does Sharknado 5 do differently that the others haven't? Well, how about characters we actually like? How about when someone dies, you actually feel sad? How about actual emotion in acting? How about depth and character arcs which actually affect the people around them? How about sacrifices which truly are sad because you know that even when they died, they couldn't stop it? How about a literal shark god that has a stone that can create Sharknadoes? How about time travel, the Sydney Opera House becoming a war base? How about the Pope, Tony Hawk, time travel, and Sharkzilla? How about it? That's what this movie has, and it is balls to the walls insane, and you will love every second of it. So, there actually is kind of a plot, or at least when compared to the other ones. And I know it's probably not going to seem like much, but compared to the others, a plot is a plot. See, no one was out exploring these ruins out near Stonehenge, and she finds a stone, and being a genius, she takes it. See, supposedly, it can help fight Sharknadoes. However, it's later revealed if you hold the stone and you focus your energy, it creates Sharknadoes. Now, part of what I love about this movie is the fact that Sharknadoes are now a worldwide accepted thing. There is the ASDF, the Anti-Sharknado Defense Force. There is, all sorts of, there's groups, that are preparing for the apocalypse, people that believe Sharknadoes are now, the signs of God protecting the end of the world. It's an accepted thing, and everyone's gone bonkers because of it, especially when it happens. So, if you don't remember, in Sharknado 3, Tara Reid, April gave birth inside a shark falling from space down to Earth. No, I'm not making that up. Yeah, so the kid now is about 10, and he gets pulled into the Sharknado. And hear me out, this is what the movie said, he was wearing a special shark fin helmet that would protect him from the worst storms. Therefore, he's alive inside the vortex of a rank 10 tornado full of meat-eating sharks. And he's in there for at least an hour in this movie. Most of the movie, he's in there. And as it turns out, when you're in the vortex, it transports you around the world, because of course it does. And along the way, turns out Nova has a group called the Sharknado Sisters, which is kind of a fun running joke of, is it a cult, a band, what is it? Who are always prepared for Sharknadoes to try and help take them down. Now, the main plot, aside from stop the Sharknado, is rescue their son. Now, along the way, there's a scene where nuclear waste from the last movie gets dumped into the ocean during a storm, and is picked up by a tornado with sharks in it, creating Sharkzilla, a giant mass of sharks that forms an even bigger shark. Why? I don't know. The writers don't know. Logic doesn't know. Shut up! It's Sharknado! That is honestly what the tagline should be for the next one. Sharknado 6. Shut up! It's Sharknado! Because that's pretty much what you have to say to all the logic and all the questions in this movie, is shut up! It's Sharknado. What do you expect? And I want to get a t-shirt made. I'm just asking, comment down below if you would, but would you buy Media Raptor t-shirts, one of me with a chainsaw and a Sharknado around me that says, shut up, it's a Sharknado, shut up. Because I would buy one. Anyhow, the characters actually their decisions and their actions in this movie actually have some weight. And this is going to sound really stupid when compared to the previous ones, which are on my shelf here. See, you kind of feel bad for Finn for losing his son to the Sharknado, especially when it was Nova's fault technically and it was an accident. She didn't want it to happen. But the choices they make actually affect people around them and themselves. They have to debate, are they going to save their son or save the world? What's the better thing to do? And there's going to be a lot of spoilers in this review. You probably already know that by now, but... And if you're thinking, no, I haven't seen it yet. Dude, it's Sharknado. It's not Game of Thrones. So you know what? Shut up, it's Sharknado. Anyhow, so there's a scene actually where it kind of seems like Gil, Finn's son, is actually dead. Nova gets dragged into the Sharknado, and she comes back, and she says that he's gone. I'm shocked to say this, but Ian Ziering actually pulls off a pretty good emotional moment. You can tell he's devastated by this, the fact that his son was killed by the things he's been fighting for so long. It's a pretty emotional moment. Not just because they killed a kid, and I mean their son was really likable, so it's sad to see him go. For now. Hear me out, I'll explain that after. But not only that, but Nova dies pretty much right after due to her wounds that she took from within the Sharknado. Now my question is, in the previous movies, Nova was going like with a gun or with even a crossbow at one point, which is why I'm holding this. She's been through 4 of these. She's been chasing them, willingly going after them, and only now she gets hurt. Why? I get it. Because of the big twist in the end, which I'm going to reveal, kind of, because it's just... I already did earlier when I was listing off why this movie's so crazy. But when she dies, again, it's actually kind of a sad moment. Not only that, but the rest of Finn's family is killed. Granted, his son is the only one you see die on screen. The others are told he's dead. But it's kind of sad that everything that this guy loves is taken from him. And even in the end, his wife, April, Tara Reid, dies. Oh, thank God! But yeah, she dies to stop the Sharknado because now she's a full cyborg and she can detonate her core if she charges herself up too much. Granted, even though she's a robot, her acting isn't any better. So I'm believing that she's been a cyborg throughout all these movies because no human being could act that wooden. And I'm not apologizing for that joke. If it even was a full joke, I don't know. And in the end, so he's left carrying around his wife's head, sort of like a wandering wise man, essentially. And all of a sudden, his son shows up in his 30s now, and apparently said he used the vortex to go back in time, figure out how to create time travel, and then came back to get Finn so they could go back in time in a Back to the Future parody to try and save everyone, and the movie ends. Yeah. This movie, like this review, will be all over the place because it is just so completely insane. But the thing is, well, the previous ones... Hang on. Oh wait, this thing was on fire. Why did I do that? Like the previous ones tried to have... That was the problem with number 3. It tried to be kind of realistic while also being completely bonkers. Number 4 kind of said, no, we're just going to be completely insane. And this one went, you know what? We're going to jump off the far end. Like, this movie is so insane that if you took it to the Joker and the inmates at Arkham Asylum and showed them the script, they would probably say, we're crazy, but we're not crazy enough to write this. Who wrote this? That's how crazy the guys who wrote this must have been. I'm not even lying. Anyhow, so the writing... Not only is it a great movie, like in terms of the goofy plot, it's got some great humor. Great references, nods, cameos. Indiana Jones parody at the very beginning. They even say, sharks. Why did it always have to be sharks? No joke. truly, it's a Sharknado movie done right. It's off the wall, it's campy, it's cheesy, it's stupid, and I loved every moment of it. It truly is the best Sharknado movie out of the whole franchise, and the best so bad it's good movie I've seen in ages. So, enough about the plot. The downsides to the plot would be it's unrealistic, it's stupid, and there's barely any plot. But you know what? Say it with me, folks. Shut up! It's Sharknado! As for the acting, I'm shocked by this. Ian Ziering actually kind of does a good job. Yeah, the acting isn't horrible, mostly. Except Tara Reid, but she can't act. Done, okay. So, the actors actually tried for once. And like I said, in the emotional moments, you feel bad. Ian Ziering really does actually pull out a pretty decent performance. He does make it seem like he's lost someone he cares for. Nova is, well, she's still pretty good. But it's mainly Ian Ziering who actually gives a good performance, which is shocking considering the movie and the plot. Tara Reid, she's one of the worst actresses I've ever seen. I have nothing against her personally, but she's not even trying in this movie. And here's the thing. Let me give you an example. With stuff like Ash vs. Evil Dead, by the way, amazing show. Bruce Campbell tries to not try. He's a cheesy, hammy, over-the-top kind of actor. That's who he's been and who he's always been. Tara Reid has never really been an actor, and probably never will be. Everyone else does a pretty good job, and the cameos are plentiful and funny. Like I said, Tony Hawk, Bret Michaels gets hit with their bus they're driving and proceeds to play his guitar on the front of the bus, impaling a shark with it. It was cheesy and stupid, and it was awesome. There's just dozens of cameos, and the actors range from horrible in a good way to horrible in a bad way. Is the best way to put it. Special effects. What can I say? It's Sharknado. It's still bad. They haven't improved the effects. They haven't improved anything in these movies. And you know what? I am totally okay with that because that is what I want from these movies. I don't want improvements. I want bad. These bad effects are what make these movies good. Sorry. And this movie has some horrible effects. The sharks, the explosions, the props, Sharkzilla, it all looks horrible, and it's amazing in that cheesy, over-the-top, goofy way that Sharknado is known for. So, thumbs up to that. Music, Bret Michaels is in this movie, so he plays guitar, and it's pretty awesome. The Sharknado theme is back, and I love it. That's pretty much it. There is some actual music for once, like not just score, but like actual copyrighted music. It's decent. It's good rock stuff. Cinematography and lighting, can't really talk about this because it's just a movie made for TV. So it's good enough, I guess. But yeah, you're not even really here for that. In the end, can I recommend Sharknado 5 Global Swarming? Most definitely. You guys, I don't think I've ever done this for any other movie review, but I'm gonna break the Raptor scale. I'm giving Sharknado 5 Global Swarming 5 Raptor Claws out of 4. It is over the top, cheesy, campy, stupid, violent, gory, dumb, and it is beautiful. Sharknado, once again, is amazing. This is the kind of cheesy bad movies I live for. And sci-fi hasn't stopped with just Sharknado. There was 2-headed shark attack, 3-headed shark attack, 5-headed shark attack, 7-headed shark attack, and apparently they're working on 12-headed shark attack. There's Ghost Shark 2, Zombie Shark, House Shark. These movies will never end. And if sci-fi keeps up these kinds of cheesy bad movies, who cares about the next Star Wars? I'm gonna have shark movies. I'll be happy watching bad shark movies. Heck, I'll be happier watching that than watching the next Star Wars movie or the next Marvel movie. And you know what? That's the truth. They're bad, but they're good. You guys, if you have never seen Sharknado before, go watch the first one. Just, you need to understand the references they'll make in certain points, and it's just start from the first one and work your way up. But believe me, the first one's great, the second one's even better. The third one is the one low dip. Number 4 was a bit of an increase. And then number 5 grand slams it out of the park and is fantastic. I could barely find anything wrong with this movie that wasn't intentional. And you guys, next year when Sharknado 6 comes out, couple ideas. First of all, you should call it Sharknado 666. Hell yes. And essentially the plot would be when they go back in time, they find the only way they can save their family is if they go into shark hell. And they have to fight against the shark god himself, who's angry for all the sharks that Finn has killed, and he has to fight the shark god to save his family. I know that's stupid. Shut up, it's Sharknado. Anyhow, you guys, it's been great, but I gotta get going. So until next time, this is the Media Raptor saying keep cool, and I will see all you dino dudes around. Later!